Alright guys, let's look at reflections off the X and Y axis. Um, Guys, this one's probably one of the simpler ones to do on the coordinate plane. Let's look at some rules here real quick. If you're going to do a reflection off the X axis, okay, your rule is pretty simple. The X coordinate remains the same. Okay, so I'm just going to write that down. And, same thing for the y-axis. Okay, if there's a reflection off the y-axis, the y-coordinate remains the same. It'll stay the same. So no matter what, whichever axis you're going to use is like a mirror reflection. Okay, if I say y, the y-coordinate of your point, it's all about the points. It goes back to what we talked about back when we were discussing translations. So let's look at this example. Probably looks familiar to a lot of you. Let's reflect off the x-axis. Okay, reflect off the x-axis. Now, first of all, let's make sure we label our x and y axis. Okay. So the y coordinate's going to stay the same, and really, or not y coordinate, I'm sorry, the x coordinate's going to stay the same. But picture this x-axis like a mirror. Okay. So if it's above the x-axis, it should reflect below the x-axis the same distance away. So if you look at point K right here, it's on the x-axis. If it's on the x-axis, okay, I'm going to write point K's coordinates. That's 3, 0. Well, if I'm reflecting off the x-axis, K prime, the x-coordinate stays the same. Well, the y tells you how far away it should be from the x-axis. Well, since my y-coordinate is 0, it's on there. So that ain't going to change, or that isn't going to change. So I'm going to plot my new point right there. Now let's look at P real quick. P is 1, 4. Okay, now check this out. If I'm reflecting that point, okay, don't try to move the shape, just move the point. Because sometimes when you draw your shapes or transform a shape, it'll overlap. My x-coordinate's going to stay the same. P prime, 1. Now, it is above the x-axis 4 units. So I need to go opposite. So I'm going to go -4 this time. So 1, -4 is going to be right here. So there's P prime. Okay? And if I keep doing this, I can go all the way around. So here's -1, -2. Now my x-coordinate is going to be the same. I could literally do this. Oh, I'm 2 units away. I need to be 2 units above the x-axis. And we go ahead and plot my point. Nothing to it. Okay. Same thing here with F. I could go from here to here and just count. Okay, well, I'm 2 units away. Just go the opposite direction 2 units away and plot your point. And there's F prime. We'll make this N prime. Now we can draw our shape. Once you move the points, then you can draw your shape. Okay? Kind of looks a little weird, don't it? Okay? So there you have a perfect reflection off the x-axis. Okay? Now, sometimes you're going to get some that overlap. Let's look at one that don't. Let's look at this triangle here. Let's reflect off the y-axis. Oops. So I'm going to go ahead and take reflect off the y-axis. So, same thing, guys. We got our y-axis here. This is my mirror. Okay? I could literally, your y coordinate's going to stay the same this time. That might be a rule I ask on the daily math or entrance quiz tomorrow. Just go straight across from each point. So t is 1 unit away from the y-axis. Go on the other side 1 unit away. So there's t prime. Do the same thing with g prime. G is how many units away? 3. So let's go 3 units away over here. So there's g prime. B is also 3 units away from the x-axis or y-axis. So let's go 3 units away this way. Plot a point. And we can finally connect the dots here. And guys, it is what it is. So this will be posted for you guys to watch for tomorrow, and I will see you then.